like 1995 we started our company, and Aaron was a chef at that time. And we actually started by just having a little herb garden out back and a little greenhouse, and it was a GGS greenhouse, and started with fresh cut herbs because he was restauranting at the time. He was a chef, and we would bring in a few herbs he'd bring in herbs to the restaurant, sell them fresh cut, and that was our main focus of our company, was fresh cut herbs. So we did that for a few years. And then we took a small business course, like a little night course, and developed a little business plan. We really started our company in 1997, you know, really calling it a name, and it wasn't a hobby anymore, it was a business, but he was still working. By 2005, we put up the bigger greenhouse, and we started to sell to a chain store garden center, which was a real turning point for the company because it took us from being just like a hobby farm to actually being a company.
We decided that we would like to expand on this piece of property that we're on now, and so I went up to Ontario to GGS and met with Doug Moore, and Doug was nice enough to take me out, and we traveled around the Niagara region and toured quite a few different facilities over the course of a couple of days. Different structures that had different features, and how, you know, depends on what type of a business you're running as far as what type of a structure you want. And so then after I had seen, you know, lots of different options, and then sat down with Doug and started to actually nail down a structure. Came back home and did some more finalizing and then placed the order. One really important feature that I really like about the GGS structure is the ease of installation. You know, the way things fit together and the way one piece works with the other piece, and how a lot of the features that are even on this greenhouse structure are interchangeable with other greenhouses that we have on the property. So it's, you know, it's familiar products that you're used to working with. They're user-friendly, they're easy to use, and they're reliable, I think is, you know, and, you know, there's cheaper structures out there, but, you know, I've never been one to really play around with the cheaper. I mean, lots of products are cheaper, but they're cheaper for a reason. And you always have to make sure that, you know, you're comparing apples and apples, not apples and lemons. The strength of the structure, it's designed for our climate, help with construction, troubleshooting, like that's all available. Everybody at GGS has been more than willing to help. You know, they've bent over backwards to get new pieces shipped out if something got damaged in transit. Good inventory in stock, so you don't have to wait a long time for the product, even if it has to be custom made, you know. And that's the other part too, is that if you don't want to buy something that's just stock right off the shelf, you know, they're able to help you custom design a structure and understand what it is that you're trying to do and help point you in the right direction, you know, so that at the end of the day you get what you want, really. It's the most important thing.